Good morning, all of you. As per your request, I would be just take a quick review or quick revision actually of the Trellis code and decoding. Before going to the next topic, we would be take this as an overview. So first of all, I want to say that to learn the Trellis diagram or Trellis encoding method, you have to be follow or you have to be take this is as a reference diagram, that is a state diagram we have learned. And in the state diagram we have seen that we have the 4 states as per our design. As per our design, our coding rate is what we have designed a convolutional encoder of the code rate of 1/2. Here the 1 is your number of bits in message and it is a number of bits in the code word. So from 1 bit message we are going to construct a 2-bit code word. Okay, and we have in the convolutional codes we have used the stream of the messages. Okay, there is not a fixed block or other things are there. So in this way, as per the constant length capital K, it is 3. So we are able to construct 4 states actually, that is to the power capital K minus 1, that is 4 states are possible. So that's why the 4 states A, B, C and D we have defined here. A is 0 0 and B is 1 0 and C is 0 1 and D is 1 1. So as per the uh, reducing the complexity, I have assigned B as a 1 0, not the C. Okay, so that would be take care of that, and that would be helpful for us this kind of assignment when we have to draw the Trellis diagram, or either you can refer this lookup table for this. Okay, so these are the uh, this basic criteria that you have to be remember. If you have possible, so then you have to be take this screenshot with you, or I think till date you have made this all on your notebook. You have to note it down, and by keeping this state diagram or lookup table in front of you, it would be helpful for you to draw the Trellis diagram. Okay, so I'm not going to the theoretical part, or if you have not the state diagram with you, then you can take this reference Trellis diagram as a reference diagram that would be helpful for your encoding and decoding. Okay, so either you can take with you a state diagram, or you can go with this particular basic Trellis diagram where I have shown you the 4 different states are there, A, B, C and D, and from A how many possible branches are possible. There is only 2 branches for input 0 and input 1. Input 0 always shows through the solid line. Here I have used the different color also, but as per your convenience, when you will be draw this diagram on your examination or notebook, maybe you have not a different color pen. So at that moment, keep in mind that you have to be use a solid line for representing the input is 0, and dashed line for representation of the input is 1. And from A, we are possible to move on the 2 next states. Either you will be remains on the same state for the input of 0, or either you can shift to the state B when you have got the input 1. And after oblique, we have mentioned the corresponding code word or output bits we would be generate. Okay, so in this way we have to be mention all these 3 present state ABCD, as well as the next state is also the ABCD. Okay, so from which state to which state we would be moved, that could be understood with the help of this basic Trellis structure. Okay, and if you would be compare this Trellis diagram, this diagram is very much similar to the it is 100% actually a replica of the state diagram. You can see also, if you have any confusion, you can just compare now. You would be find that it is actually a replica of the state diagram. Okay, same here also, the from same state to same next state we are moving by getting a input 0 or 1, and same output bits are generated. Okay, so I hope up to this point you have the clear the concept? Because this
Yes,
would
sir.
be, yes, you can ask questions. If you have anyone has a question, want to ask the question, please ask me. Okay. Now we would be come to the encoding side, because we have the limited time for the lecture. We would be directly move to the how to do encoding. Okay, and it would be, remember that you have a trellis that would be contains how many levels? L plus K. What is the L? L is your length of the incoming message sequence. So for our example, we would be taken the 3-bit message sequence. So L is here 3 and K is what? Constant length, that is also 3. So total 6 levels could be possible, that would be shown with the help of the time structure. You can see that that is not the facility in the state diagram of the time domain, but in this stereo diagram we have the facility of the time domain. So up to T1 to T6 or T0 to T5 you can define, and we would be start with the, in every time domain node we have the 4 nodes are there, A B C D A B C D, but we have to always start with the 0 0. Okay, we would be always start with 0 0. Okay, so at the time t1 always we have only one state, that is 0 0. That is our originating state. Okay, and from A this is a possibility that 2 branches could be generated when you receive the input 0, and the second one when you receive the input 1. Okay, so for this way we can would be develop 2 branches, 2 different code words for the corresponding inputs, and 2 different next states or nodes. So from A you can move to the next state as a or B, depend upon the input 0 and 1. So in the time t2 only 2 nodes would be active. In the time t1 only 1 node is active. In time t2 only the 2 nodes are active. Again from these 2 nodes we would be generate the 4 nodes, because A would be generated 2 branch, B would be generated 2 different branch. In this way at time t3 all 4 nodes would be active. This is very important. Okay, so at time t3 would be able to activate all 4 nodes A, B, C and T. And if you have to be see the pattern for the successive time intervals T4, T5, T6, we have used a similar. All A would be always generate either the branch that would be end at A or B. B would be always generate a branch, 2 branch that would be either end at C or maybe at D. C would be generate a branch that would be either end at A or either at the B. D would be generate the branch that would be end either at C or D. Okay, so this is fixed pattern. We have learned already it from the state diagram. Only the term is what is different, that as per the 0, it is also actually fixed. If you would be understood the pattern, when you are at the A and you are receiving input 0, you would be always output is 0. When you are at A, you are receiving the input 1, your output is 1 1. When you are at B and you are receiving an input 0, your output is 1 0. When you are at B, you are receiving the input 1, your output is 0 1. When you are at C and you are receiving the input 0, your output is 1 1. When you are C and you are receiving the input 1, your output would be 0 0. When you are at D, your input is 0, your output is 0 1. And when you are at D and you are receiving the input as a 1, your output is 1 0. So this is fixed throughout the trellis diagram. When you have to be move from one time instant to the other time instant, the same pattern would be repeated. So at a one first sight it is looking little bit complex, but if you would be understood the method of drawing this diagram, it is very simple and more simpler than the previous method we have learned for the different types of coding. Okay, now so this is way we would be at the last time instant t6. We have total 4 nodes, because all 4 nodes are activated already in the t3, and we have the possibility of the 8 outputs, but we have to be only decide the particular survivor path depending upon the lowest metric path. You have to know that, or whatever the message sequence. So we are now at the encoding part. So we know that in the encoding of tail edge diagram, what is the way of encoding is there? The way of encoding is what? Here we have taken an example, 3-bit message. So L is equal to 3. So here message is equal to 101. We have taken 101. This is the message actually input bit. And on this input bit, we have used the 2 flush bits as per the formula that we have know that. So we would be used k minus 1 flush bits are there, or you can say flush bits or redundant bit, whatever you can give the name to it, that would be added the end of the code word. Okay. So here it would be R2. We have already learned in the design of the encoder of the convolution encoder in the previous method. We have seen that pictorial connections, that why we would be add the these two we can say the flush bits. Okay. Now in this way, in the input we have the string of messages of the 5 bits total, including the flush bits, and for that we would be generate the 10-bit code word. Obviously one single message would be responsible for generating the 2-bit code word. So in this way we have the 10-bit code word with us, and we have to follow this trellis diagram starting with the 0 state. Okay. And then again the branches at the T2 would be 2 nodes, and at the T3 there would be the 4 nodes would be activated, and further the 4 nodes would be remains active. But in this according to our input, we know that it is we have finally determined after the time T4 we have now going for the flush bits, and flush bits would be always a 0, not a 1. So in this case we have just shown only the input that would be related to the 0, okay, not the 1. For our simplicity of the diagram, you can show the dash line also. It has not any that would be not a wrong method, actually it will be also accepted, but for reducing the complexity we have only shown the solid line, okay, for the T5 and T6. Now we have to be see whatever the input we have the 1, so we have to follow this path A to B, and output bit is 1 1. When we have to be reached to the B, according to input there is a 0, so we have to follow this path, and we have the output 1 0. When we are at the C, we have the input is 1, so again we have to follow this path from C to B, and that is the output is 0 0. Okay. And when we are at the B at time T4, first flush bit 0 would become, so you will be follow the solid line, and your output is 1 0, and you would be reached to the node C. And when you are at the node C at T5, you would be again receive a second flush bit, that is 0. So you have to be follow the solid line, that would be output is 1 1. So in this way we have to be decide the code word using the convolution encoding method at the transmitter end. This all process is going on now in the transmitter end. Okay. Now on the basis of that, we have designed the final path for our incoming message bits. Okay. So this would be the survivor path, you can say, for here as a transmitter end, or this is the final path. We have to be trace it out separately to identify the code word. Okay. And here also you have to be take care of that of solid lines and dashed line to indicate your coding, where you have to be indicate the solid line, dash line. You have to be know how to represent in the examination paper or in the assignment notebook or whatever in your notebook. Okay. So this is up to the coding method using the trellis diagram. I hope you have understood till the section. Yes or no? Anyone has any doubt up to this point, you can ask me. Then we have to be move for the decoding section. Maria, have you understood? Maria?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ravina, have you understood this topic?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no? Where is the problem? Which particular section you have not understood? Then and then only I would be able to sort your problems and remove your problems. Ask the question.
Sir, I will ask you later after studying the chapter.
One thing, okay, no problem. But one thing, remember that if you want to understood this topic, you have to first draw a state diagram on your notebook, or maybe lookup table, or the fundamental tail structure that I have shown. This is the diagram. You have to be note down on your notebook. And on the basis, if you understood this, on the basis of that, you would be able to draw this. Okay. And draw all this diagram. At least take the screenshot now, and then draw this. Okay. I am going to remove all the marking so that you could be take the screenshots. Okay. So then and then only, without, it is a mathematical approach actually, diagrammatic based mathematical approach. If you do not practice it, then it would be not never understood. It is not a theoretical part. Okay. Some basic rules we have to follow. That is, I have already mentioned in your theory picture. You can again see my video that is uploaded on the YouTube channel. But at now, at least take this screenshot. Okay. And on the basis of that, you would be understood. Now, take all these screenshots. Now we have to move for the decoding part. In the decoding part, as per our discussion, we are following the maximum likelihood decoding method, and for that we have the Viterbi algorithm. Okay, so and here we have a little bit discussed the theoretical part, that like that in the Viterbi algorithm, it follow the we compute the metric for every possible path in the tail diagram, and what is the metric also we have defined there. So what is the metric? Metric for any particular path is what? Metric for any particular path is defined as what? It is the Hamming distance between the coded sequence represented by that path entering to the node and the received sequence. Okay, so Hamming distance between the coded sequence or the transmitted sequence and the received sequence for that particular path. We would be C. And also I have defined the survivor, that and what is the possibility of the survivor path, that is also defined from this formula. We have the constant length 3, so it is the formula to the power k minus 1. So we have the 4 survivor paths. Okay, and for that particular 4 survivor paths we have to be store the matrix, and there are 3 steps that I have told you that you have to follow for drawing the for implementing the Viterbi algorithm. So there is a two decision methods: soft decision, hard decision. Here we have only focused on the hard decision. Okay. So if we have to be see, as per our transmitter section, we have taken this message sequence 101, and this is the coded bit that we have encode, or this is the actually code word U that we have generate in the transmitter section, and this is the tail edge diagram that we have followed to generate this code word, that is following this 1, then 0, then 1, then again 0 plus bits, this part. So in this way we have defined the output bit 1 1 1 0, then 0 0, then 1 0 and 1 1. Now this code word is modulated through the modulator. Here we have use the modulator. Modulator would be convert this code word into the electrical form or in the signal form, and this coded sequence in the form of signal would be passed through a channel. And in this channel there is a chances of addition of the errors. Okay, so by accepting the errors or addition of errors, this code word would be received by the receiver area. So in the receiver section, whatever the code word we have received, maybe there is some error, and this is represented here by the Z, that is a received code word. So received code word, you can see there is a one position where there is a different bit we have received, and this is because of only error. Okay, so here I am teaching you in this way, so it is very simple to detect the error, but actually when you at the receiver end on the system, you would be not identify that what is the Z and what is the U. You do not know about the U anything at the receiving end. So whatever the Z U would be received, you find that it is okay and it is true. If you not process it through the demodulator and decoder, and you have not applied the Viterbi algorithm, you would be thinking that it is true, but actually it is having some error. So when you would be go for the error detection and error correction method, then you have to be come to know that there is some error on the third position, and that we have to be removed to retrieve the final message, that is 101. We have to be actually, our target is to recover or to understood what message actually has been transmitted. Okay, and our original message is 101. So now for this purpose we have to be use the Viterbi algorithm by using the same trellis diagram. So here I have told you that as per our procedure for drawing the Viterbi algorithm, that we have to be start with the label, any level, that is J is equal to M, or have to be start with the first time at T1, or always start with the node that is having the 0 0. So here A, B, C, D, it is this indication 0 0. You have to always start with the 0 0 node. Okay, because it is having the, and always think that the metric value or this particular node is 0. Okay, so you have to be start from this and compute the metric for every path. Okay, entering from each state to the another state of the encoder, and store that path, or whatever the survivor path you have to be stored, and other part you have to be discard. Okay, those node which having the those paths which would be construct the lowest metric, that would be survivor, and other would be discarded. Okay, so you have to be compute the metric for all the paths entering to each node by adding the metric of the incoming branches from the previous metric. Okay, so for example, here we have to start with a 0, and there is a two possibility from A to there is a two possibility that you have to move from A to that is either you will be moved to the A again, or either you will be moved to the B, and we have to be keep that what we have received actually. So we have received in particular code word is 1110, and here what will the term is, I think here we have received the 11, then 10, and then 11. We do not know about what is the transmitted code word. Okay, now this is the received code word. So when you have to move from one node to the another node, or one state to the another state, whatever the path you are following, you have to be just compare the coded sequence with the received sequence. This is the received sequence. Z is received sequence. Now here you have to be coded sequence is what? When you are at the A, if you have remember the state diagram, so when you receive the solid line means 0, so you would be remains on the same node or state A. And what is the output is here? Here the output is actually 0 0. So compare this 0 0 and this 1 1. And what is the Hamming distance for this? It is 2. I think all of you are now know how to find out the Hamming distance. Okay, so you can see the how many positions it is differing. So in first position it is differ 0, here 1, here 0, again 1. So there is a two positions where you are differing the code word, means there is a Hamming distance is 2. Okay, so 0 plus 2 you have to mention here 2. Okay, now when you have to be receive the input 1, so what is your output actually? You would be moved to the node B, but your output is 1 1. So as this output coded bit and this received code word is same, so Hamming distance is what? 0. So that's why 0 plus 0, this is 0. Okay, so in this way you have to be entered to the time t2 where you have the two nodes now with you. Now again, this is the first transmission, so we do not go for the survivor part. Okay, now we have to be wait for opening of all the four nodes. Now you, when you are at that A, again you are receiving the input 0, your output is 0 0. Compare this 0 0 bit 1 0, only one position you are differing, so Hamming distance is 1, and add this as a 2 plus 1 3. Now at this particular position, again you are receiving the input 1, your output is 1 1. Again it is differing from the 1 position, so Hamming distance is 1. So here 2 plus 1 3. Now from B, we have to be in the B state and we have to see the transmission. When we are at B and you are receiving the input as a 0, your output would be 1 0. It is same as the received code word, so it would be Hamming distance is 0. So here it is a 0. Now you are at B, you are receiving the input is 1, and at when you receive the input 1, your output would be 0 1 as from the fundamental trellis diagram or state diagram. So it is again differing in the two position. First position also different and second position also different from this receive sequence. So your Hamming distance is 2. So here 0 plus 2, 2. Now at time t3, all nodes are activated, A, B, C and D, and all is having some metric value. Like A is having 3, B is having 3, C is 0, D is 2. Now C is lowest value, but we would be now still now go for the survivor part. From the next dimension we would be decide the surviving part, because at time t4 every node would be receive two inputs. Till t3 every node would be receive only one input. Now at t4 every node would be receive two inputs, and here from this particular point we have to be decide the surviving part. Okay, so see here, so as per the from 8, when you receive the 0, your output is 0 0, so you would be Hamming distance is 2, so 3 plus 2 5. Okay, and again if you have to be see to ending path, we have to be first see the ending path. Now this A would be receive other input that is coming from the C. Okay, and C, when you receive the input 0, you would be transferred to the A, and when you are at the C and you are receiving the input 0, your output would be what? Your output would be actually 1 1. So 1 1 and 1 1 compare 0. The Hamming distance is 0 here, so you would be get 0 plus 0. So at now you see at time t4 you have the two metrics 5 comma 0. So which is the surviving, which is having the lowest metric value. So if you have to be see 5 is greater, so we would be discard this 5. We would be not take this 5 as a survivor. So in this case we would be discard this particular 5 if you have to be see. So we have discarded. So this part would be not move further. This part is discarded. So which path is move further? That is this. Okay. So your value would be now, it would be now 0. So metric value of here is 0. Okay. Now you can see here, I am just activating the chat box for your attendance, and enter your attendance please. We have the 10 minutes, and within 10 minutes we will be complete this topic also. So we have to be move for the further discussion. Now Again come to the T3 and A. The second input to this A is what? It is binary 1. So when you are receiving at A binary 1, your output is what? 1 1. And compare the 1 1 with the 1 1. So your Hamming distance is 0. So 3 plus 0. What is here? It is 3 plus 0 means 3. Okay. Another one is what? To this particular B node, another input is coming from C again. So C, when it would be received 1, it would be moved to the B, and when you are at the C and receiving the input 1, so output is what? 0 0. So compare the 0 0 with 1 1. So the Hamming distance is 2. So 0 plus 2, what is? 2. Okay. 0 plus 2 is 2. So if you have to be C, again in this particular case, the first input that you are receiving is 3 and second is 2. So which is the lowest matrix? 2. 2 is the lowest matrix. 3 would be discarded. So here 2 would be remain. And 2 is coming from the this path. So this is correct. And 3 is coming actually from this particular path. So we would be discard this path. Okay. Again, we would be discard this particular path. Okay. Now you have to become to this B node. From B there is a two possibilities, 0 and 1. 0 is received. So at that time output is 1 0, and you have moved to the node C. Okay. So at this 0 input, you have the output is 1 0. Compare the 1 0 with the 1 1. You have the Hamming distance 1. So 3 plus 1 is what? It is 4. And at the C again the another input is coming from D, when it would be received the input 0. So at when you are at D and you are receiving the input 0, your output is what? 0 1. And 0 1 and 1 1 compare karo, it would become as 1 Hamming distance. So 2 plus 1, it is 3. So which is the surviving? 4 is greater than 3. So 3 would be survive, 4 would be discard. So 4 is coming actually from this particular path. So we would be discard this part. Okay. Only this part would be survive here. Now come to the last node D. So D is receiving input either from B or from D. So when B is having the input 1, you will be moved to the D. And at that time when you are at B and you are receiving the input 1, so your output would be 0 1. And compare the 1 1 with the 0 1, your Hamming distance is what? 1. So 3 plus 1, it is again 4. Okay, first. And second is coming from D itself. When you are at D and you are receiving the input 1, your output is 1 0. Compare the 1 0 with 1 1. You have the Hamming distance again 1. 2 plus 1, it is 3. Again it has a 2 matrix, but 4 is larger, so it would be discarded. So this path would be discarded. Only the survivor path is 3. Okay. So in this way, we have discarded the higher value of the matrix path. Okay. Only selected the lowest matrix value paths are there. So 4 paths would be discarded and 4 paths would be selected for the next T4. Okay. And here only the selection is there, and after it is very much clear how to move further. If you have to be going to move further, only we have the 4 nodes remaining. So at that node we have only using the flush bit, so input is 0 only. So when you are at A, output is what? You are receiving 0, so output is 0 0. Compare the 0 0 with 1 0. Hamming distance is 1. 0 plus 1 1. Similarly, when you are at B, you are receiving the input 0, your output is 1 0, means Hamming distance is 0. So 2 plus 0 2. Okay. So only and another is what? That is coming from the C. When you are at C and you are receiving the 0, so your output is 1 1. So your Hamming distance is 1. So your 1 comma 3 plus 1 4. Again there is a 4 2 matrix. And here also another input is coming from D. When you are receiving the 0, so 0 1, and compare the 0 1 with this 1 0. Hamming distance is 2. So 2, 5. So 5 and 4 would be discarded. Only 1 and 2 would be remains. Now at the T5 to T6 transmission, you can see only one input 0 is coming. So it is output is 0 0. So compare input is 0 0. Compare this. So you would be remain the input as a 2. The Hamming distance is 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay. And another input is coming here. First is 3. Second is what? When you are at C and C2, you are receiving the input 0. So output is 1 1. The Hamming distance is 0 actually. It is 0. Okay. So 2 plus 0, 2. So what is the surviving path? Surviving path is 2 only. So surviving path is 2 actually. So you would be follow this path and this path would be discarded. Okay. This part would be discarded. So in this way, if you would be reverse tracing, so which is the last path? You have to be follow this way. In this way. Actually. Okay. So what is the last part? 2. You have to be followed last part. This is. So you have to be 2 this path. Okay. And you have to follow this path. Then here you have reached. You have again the 2 selections. This path is already discarded. You have to follow this path. And again 2 selections. This is already discarded. You have to follow this path. Then again this one path is only. You have to be reached to this. Now reverse tracing of this, you would be find out that it is for input is 0. It is for input is 0. It is for input is 1. It is for input is 0, and it is for input is 1. So you have to be in this way. You have to be receive your actual message 101, and this is the estimated message value, and this is the estimated code word. So in this way, you would be able to correct the erroneous receipt bit. You have to be able to generate estimated transmitted code word from Z to U cap. That would be actually the corrected code word that we are actually transmitted, and we are able to generate the estimated message bit also that we actually transmitted by reverse tracing or following the path which is having the lowest metric value. So this is the beauty of the Viterbi decoding, that we would be able to detect the error and correct the errors. Okay. Anyone has any questions, then you can ask me up to this point. From the next lecture, we will be moving